What's alright, guys doing? Gonna be talking about the martial arts again. Alright, about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Jiu-Jitsu, Vale Tudo, cage fighting, so forth. Alright, so I don't know if you remember, way back in like 1993, when UFC just came out. They had Horse Gracie, they had some karate fighters, some kung fu, a bunch of stand-up guys. And Horse Gracie went in there and destroyed all of them. Alright? And then Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu became like, one of the leading martial arts to practice. It's like one of the best. So basically, all you really need is just Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You don't need to do anything else, just Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's what it, kind of look like and sound like, and that's what everybody perceive it as. You just need the ground game, and that's it. Okay. Vale Tudo has been around for a long time. Way back. It's been around for a long time, even before the UFC. Just as it was never mainstream or showed in the United States or most around the world. It wasn't televised. So basically, when it comes to martial arts as a whole, if you have a martial artist, say a karate guy, and you have a kung fu guy, or taekwondo guys, in a traditional way, a lot of times these guys only practice stand-up fighting. They only practice, kicks, punches, maybe some sweeps, some throws. But to really roll around on the ground and do submission holds and submission locks wasn't any interest for them. Coming from a martial arts background as myself, I started with some karate. I never knew anything about the ground game. No wrestling, nothing. So in reality, if you have a jiu-jitsu guy or a wrestler, and it depends on where you're fighting, depends on the space you have. If it's a cage, small cage, or in a small room, getting taken down is not hard to take somebody down. So it depends on the size of the room you're in. So somebody taking you down is not very hard. Once you close the distance, you just keep pushing until they get the person down. So if it's endless space, you can move around in endless space, then it's a whole different game. You're just going to be running the person down, and then eventually both of you guys going to get tired. So what I'm trying to get to know is that in the martial arts, you're doing karate, you stand up, right? You have a jiu-jitsu guy, fighting a karate guy, or you got a kung fu guy fighting a jiu-jitsu guy, or so forth. To get taken down, and the karate guy has no knowledge of any jiu-jitsu, it's not a hard thing to take somebody down. Once you close the distance, that's it. Once the distance is closed, you can punch and kick all you want. It's not gonna make a difference because you're tight in now. You can throw headbutts and inside shots, but once you get that clinch and you get that lock in, you get that gable grip and you hold in tight, it's difficult to land shots inside. It's difficult to do whatever you can say you're gonna bite or knee the balls or whatever. In a real life situation or fighting, that don't usually gonna happen. Cause once you start to poke the eye or whatever, the guy is just basically cover his head in against your shoulder, and just while you're poking, he's taking you down. So what you're seeing happening now is that they say mixed martial arts. A lot of these guys now who are karate or taekwondo, they start practicing jiu-jitsu and start getting the ground game down. So it's not the fact that jiu-jitsu is the better martial arts. That's not the case. It's just the fact that the knowledge of these other martial artists. They didn't have the knowledge of any ground. So that's the problem, because knowledge is power. And if you have no knowledge of something that is useful in a fight, and you don't knowledge yourself about it, then when you do get into the situation, you're not going to know anything, and you're going to end up losing a fight or getting hurt, because that knowledge you never have. You never add that to your game. Once you add it to your game now, then it becomes effective. You remember that when it comes to martial arts, right? Stand-up fighting, doesn't matter if it's karate, Muay Thai, or Kung Fu. 2 hands and 2 legs. All on the person now. All on the person, all on the training you're doing, all on the rhythm, the movement of the person, the range, the length of the person, the technique, how long they train, the years of training, the discipline, the combinations they throw. It doesn't matter what style or whatever, you punch and you kick. If that guy gets off that kick and punch quick before you can see it, good technique, good form, power, you're just going to get knocked down, or you're going to get knocked out, you get hurt. Just like the Jiu-Jitsu, guys shoot, you don't defend against it or stop him from closing the distance on you. You can sprawl, land your shots, get back up to your foot. That's it. So it all depends on the person and the knowledge that you have of the martial arts styles, of all range of martial arts, which it narrows down to good punching, good hand speed, good combination, good countering, good leg kicking, footwork. Actually, footwork is number 1 for stand-up. If you want to be a good stand-up fighter, footwork is very important. Your rhythm, movement, most important thing. Then the hands and the legs come into play after. Then you can implement the Jiu-Jitsu and the ground game with it, just to mix it up a little bit. So it's not the fact of Jiu-Jitsu is the best in the world, so I'm just going to do Jiu-Jitsu alone, and that's all I need. Just Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that's all I need. I don't need to practice nothing else, because if I get in a fight, I'm just going to take the guy down, and that's it. That's just like saying way back in the days, like 1930, when the karate guys never knew any Jiu-Jitsu, they never knew anything, and then what happened to them? They get destroyed. Now you have guys that are practicing everything, learning the ground game, learning the stand-up. So if you are ignorant just to stay just the ground, when you fight a guy that mix it up and that studies the ground as well as the stand-up, you're gonna have problems. You're gonna have serious problems. I'm not saying the Jiu-Jitsu guy can't win, but his chances are going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard on him, because he's going to try to take the guy down, and the guy already knows all the takedowns he's doing. He knows how to defend him, and while he's defending, he's striking him with powerful striking, and then he's pushing him off, getting his range, using the footwork, use his range, come in, you get in, and then get out. The guy shoots, sprawl, push him off, come in, bam, 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 drop back out. See? So it's not the fact of which style is better. It's the fact of the training you're doing, the knowledge you have of the martial arts, how much training you put in. Not being ignorant. Understand that there is stand-up, there's boxing, there's kicking, knees, elbows, headbutt. In sports, in street fighting, there's bite, finger poking, weapons. And you have 2 legs you can walk. And also, when you go to bed at night, you lay down on your back. Or when you're feeling tired, you want to sleep, you lay down. So that means that you can end up on the ground also. So you can always end up on the ground. So it's good to be versatile, to know both aspects of standing up and being on the ground. And being on the ground doesn't mean, that, I'm going to spend all my time on the ground. I'm gonna pick what I need. Pick some defensive moves from the stand-up. I'm gonna pick some submissions that best fit me, and learn other ones too, just to have the knowledge. I'm gonna pick the ones that I can execute quick. Some defense, some sweeps. Some how to get back up off my foot. Then I'm gonna spend my time practicing my footwork, my boxing, my countering, my kicks, how to set up combinations. And that's how you train. If you really are a true martial artist, that's how you train. Not being ignorant. Take a time out, practice different aspects, and that's how you train. Knowledge is power. Also depends on where you get your knowledge from. Not everything you see and everything that's broadcast, or a lot of people watch television, which I don't watch, but a lot of things you see, it's like, oh man, that's for real. Okay, I believe in it. Be careful where you're getting your knowledge from. So, but if you get true knowledge, it's power, and through that you can rise to great heights, and overcome many obstacles. So you guys can keep on kicking. Got it this time. Keep on training, keep on practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Kung Fu, Taekwondo, Shorin-ryu, Karate, boxing, dancing, very important, footwork. Telling you, footwork is very, very important. If you have no footwork, you have nothing. You can't move, you can't dance around, can't fight. If you're gonna be flat foot, you're gonna get torn apart and destroyed by your opponent. And it's a good way for you to get taken down, being flat foot. Always be on your toes, always keep moving. You get less injuries, you get less abuse in your body. If you keep moving, the guy can't touch you, the guy can't hit you. But you're doing the hitting. You're coming in, getting out. Defending, offense, defense. Getting in and getting out. So you guys keep on training. Check out WayneGichie.com. Subscribe to this channel, rate, comment, and boss.